Pretty good response, but I think we can do better. Hello!
Hello!
Glad you were able to get here on a Monday. So many great faces over here. Welcome to DCTECH Meetup at the Washington Post. So here's our leadership team. You'll see some of them here in the front. Shayna and Elizabeth are here. You want to wait? Okay. So DCTECH Meetup has reached almost 23,000 members. We're still growing. So every month, almost every month, we have a simple format. Demo on a big stage, and it's 4.5 minutes, and then we have questions. We do this for you. DC is an innovation hub, and we want to demo our great startups here. As I mentioned, there are 4.5 minutes, and then you'll have time to ask some questions after each demo. After the demos, we'll have open mic over here on the right of the stage, and you can announce any sort of events you're running, if you're looking to hire, if you're looking to get hired, no more than 20 seconds though. And then we have happy hour. Oh, sorry, that is an old slide. It's actually at Toro Toro. It'll be right across the street. You can join the conversation, tweet at us at DCTECH Meetup, hashtag DCTECH, and for the Washington Post, the hashtag is WashPostLive. If you are interested in demoing, submit to this bit.ly DCTM demo form. And you can also email us at meetup.com. So we're going to do a little bit of an icebreaker right now. So everybody get up. Introduce yourselves. Talk about how long you've been at DCTECH and what you do in the community. So here's the agenda for tonight. we're going to do 10 things we need to know about DCTECH, and Elizabeth is going to present that. Then we're going to have presentations by Washington Post, Witlingo, CUCollaborate, Wonktonk, Conserve, and finally the Smithsonian. After, we'll have an open mic, and then we'll all head over to Toro, and it's going to be just across the street, across the park. Okay, 10 things you need to know. Let's give a big round of applause to Elizabeth.
Thank you, Ksenia. Like Ksenia said, every meetup we go through 10 just interesting, fun things that have happened since the last meetup in DC Tech. And my name is Elizabeth Lindsay. I run a nonprofit here in DC called Bike Back. We train underserved adults in technology and help them move into living wage careers in tech. So come see me after if you're interested in volunteering or learning more. Shut up. So 10 things this month. All right, number 10. Black Panther was the highest grossing superhero movie in the United States ever. And it's also a great movie. And Walt Disney Studios donated $1 million to 12 different Boys and Girls Clubs for them to open STEM centers. And 2 of them are in our region. One is in DC and one in Baltimore. So yet another great outcome of Black Panther. Number 9. So Lime Bike has rolled out dockless electric scooters. So if you're interested in scooting around town or getting attention, this is a good way to do it. It costs $1 to unlock the dock, 15 cents a minute, and I don't know, it could be a fun first date, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. I'm not suggesting you guys do that. South by Southwest was last month. Was anyone there? No? Yeah. It was really fun. It was my first South by, and DC really represented. We had a house. It was called the WeDC House, and it was sponsored by the Washington DC Economic Partnership and the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development. A lot of the themes of the WeDC House at South by were about diversity and inclusion in technology. And so that's a panel with one of our DC Tech meetup organizers, Aaron Saunders, and and the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development, Brian Kenner. They had a really great panel about inclusion in tech. And then that's my panel. We had a really great conversation about a scholarship program that we've developed here to help more underserved people move into coding. So it was a really great experience, and I was really proud to represent DC there. Number 7, 2U is adding 20 scholarships for low-income adult students through WeWork and the Flatiron Partnership. WeWork recently acquired Flatiron and then has this cool thing called WeWork Access Labs, and through WeWork Access Labs, underserved low-income adults are going through learning software engineering and getting a chance to really get support and get their training funded. So I'm really excited about that. Number 6, the DC Office of the Chief Technology Officer, which is an amazing part of DC government, and really is a national innovator in technology and really thinking about how to make urban spaces and cities more tech-friendly for everyone. Recently released an enterprise data set inventory, and so they released it as open data, and so you can go on the website and really look through details about all of the different data sets in DC and in DC government. So for those of you who are into data, I think that's good. Number 5, I know a lot of millennials love pets, so I wanted to include this. DC-based Barkley Pets won the top $10,000 innovation prize from Purina. It's a dog walking app. I think it's kind of like Uber for dogs. Like you can request a dog walk, or for dog walkers, not dogs. You can request a dog walker through the app. But I also thought those dogs were really cute. Number 4, great DC startup Hatch Apps, which is a platform that helps people develop apps, so that people who don't have coding experience. Recently raised $1.3 million in angel funding, which is really exciting. for DC and for Hatch. Number 3, the Leonsis family donated $1.5 million to start an incubator venture lab through Georgetown, which will be housed at WeWork White House. And so there are going to be a bunch of Georgetown students and supporters there, really working on new ideas and kind of incubating at WeWork White House, which is at 1440 G Street. Number 2, Amazon HQ2. In my world, this is all anyone ever talks about. There is a short list, I think of about 20 final sites, and 3 of the sites nationwide are in our region. So a couple weeks ago, a team of Amazon executives came here and met with officials in Washington, D.C. We've submitted 3 different locations for Amazon's second headquarters in D.C. They met with officials in Montgomery County, Maryland, and in Northern Virginia. So our region has a really great chance of getting Amazon's second headquarters, which will completely transform tech here forever. And then number 1, I'm sure that for most of you this isn't surprising, but I thought this was really interesting. Fosterly puts out every year a census, a survey of startups. And what they found is, unlike Hatch, most DC startups are really struggling to raise money. Most are still bootstrapping with money from friends and family or with savings. People are using credit cards. And so despite the fact we are a wonderful tech scene, we still have a ways to go in terms of making sure that our startups are fully funded and changing the world even more than they are. And I'm going to turn it back over to Ksenia, and you'll get to see some amazing tech companies tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. That was a great introduction. So now on to presentations. Our first presenter is Washington Post.
Well, hello there. Thanks for coming, everyone. So my name is Matt Callahan. This is Katie Mettler and Nick Kirkpatrick, and we're with the Washington Post, and we work on the AMP Stories team. So we're going to tell you a little bit about what AMP Stories are. So AMP Stories are a highly visual, mobile-first storytelling format. These are linear-based, tap-to-progress stories. Kind of think of Instagram stories, or think a little bit about Snapchat. So the thing that's different, AMP Stories are actually built off of the Google AMP framework. So the Google AMP framework is for accelerated mobile pages, which allows things to work quickly on mobile devices and fast load times. So the Washington Post was launch partners along with 7 other publishers and kind of producing these. And if you go ahead and go through, for instance, you'll notice there's a little bit.ly right there on the bottom corner. So if you guys are interested in exploring any of these as we go along, please go ahead and enter it. But you can see in this one, we're able to embed all sorts of different multimedias into the story. So we have photos, videos, we can go ahead and add graphics that animate, we can have text that animates in and out. And all of these, all just online and very nice looking on your phone. So this isn't the first time the Washington Post has experimented with some of this. So dating back like 2 years ago, we actually had a project called the Waypoint, and this was another tap to advance linear experience. And with this was actually a huge engineering lift for us. We spent probably 3, 4, 6 months working on this, but now these stories can be turned around in a day, faster.
And in fact, since we started working on this last summer, we've produced more than 100 AMP stories. Along the way, we've learned quite a bit, but most importantly, that these should be highly visual, that they should have limited text, and that we can tackle pretty much any topic in the template. So we have reported on stories from the exits from the Trump administration to a riveting recap of The Bachelor. And there's really no limit to what we can do here, which was really exciting for us because the tone can really vary based on the story. We hear a lot of people when we're explaining this for the first time, they say, oh, this is a lot like Snapchat Discover or Instagram Stories, and to an extent that's true. It's a very similar experience. But the difference is that our readers do not have to go to a separate app to consume our content. These live directly on a WashingtonPost.com URL, and they meet the editorial standards of any other journalism that we're producing. We have really made it our goal to produce original content, to not repurpose stories that we have already reported or sort of offer a condensed version and link out to the main story. And in order to do that, we put together a really diverse team of folks. So we have representatives on the newsroom side from video, from photo, from graphics, word people, design, and then we've also worked really closely with our engineering and product teams.
So throughout our time on this project, we've sort of discovered that there are many different types of stories that work well in this format. Timelines, reconstructions, explainers, narrative stories. But one of the things that we've learned in experiencing these is that looking at a story on your phone is a very intimate experience. For example, the story we did here, the day of the Parkland shooting, a lot of the videos were all shot on cell phones by the students. We included tweets, and it really sort of puts you there and you sort of experience how the events unfolded as the students did. So while we have experimented with visual stories in the newsroom, most of our stories are word-driven. Words sort of dictate the structure, but in this format, visuals really drive the narrative. All of the pieces, the graphics, the photos, the videos, they all have to work in unison to tell the narrative in one cohesive story. But now, what's remarkable about this format is that we can do this quickly, we can do it with ease. The Parkland piece we got up by the end of the day when it happened. And we're a small team, but we hope to sort of integrate both the storytelling approach and technology in the newsroom. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. If you can stay on the stage. This is the question and answer portion of our demo, so please raise your hand and Jess will come find you.
Hello, my name is James Backham. I'm inquiring about, I'm visually impaired. So what features do you have for adaptive technology?
So that is that's part of the what we're working on currently with Google, as well as finding ways to allow this to be readable or accessible for various impairments. With that.
Hello. I was wondering if in your research or adoption you could speak to the criticisms of Google's AMP platform. There's kind of a growing divide about the proprietary nature of it and the 20 years that we spent building an open and semantic web. Have you run into anything with that, versus just using it not on the AMP versus just a regular mobile app or mobile website?
Sure. So especially with this, a lot of it, part of the thing that makes this so easy and quick to use for all of us is that it already has this framework built in. This is something that we have to do very little lift for us, and this is something that comes more or less out of the box, ready to go. So this has been something where we aren't necessarily having to do a whole bunch of building at any given time, especially once we kind of set up the tools. This is something that just works for us.
Hey, so to that last point, can you talk a little bit about the tools you've built on the back end to create one of these? What does it look like for a journalist to create a new one?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
So we're sort of building this framework into our new CMS system, that's the ARC system. So a lot of it is actually just sort of drag and drop interface. So you can connect it, and they're connected to our different apps that handle photo management, video management, graphics, etc. So it's all pretty user friendly.
Great. Thank you so much. If you have more questions for the Washington Post team, you can find them afterwards and ask your questions. Okay, next up we have Witlingo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Celsius with intermittent clouds. Tonight's forecast has cloudy skies moving in and out, with a low of -2 degrees.
Good evening. So I am Navya. I'm a product manager at Witlingo. I'm here with my colleague Brielle, and Brielle is the lead voice user interface designer at Witlingo. So I'm going to start off the talk by talking about our company, what we do, and then we're going to demo our Alexa wizard, which can build a voice experience in under 5 minutes. So you have a live voice skill in under 5 minutes. So the next one. Oh. So Witlingo is an enterprise B2B software as a service company. We are based right here in McLean, Virginia. So what we do is we build tools and applications that allow enterprises, large and small, to build voice applications quickly at a minimal cost and at minimal disruption to their company workflow. We are preferred partners of Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, and we deploy on all those three platforms. So voice-first devices have arrived, and they are driving the next technological revolution. So users love their voice-first devices, and the adoption from when they were released is on par, if not more, than the smartphones when they were released in 2007. So based on the massive success of these devices, we envision a future where users can do things and get information just by talking and listening and interacting with their devices. So we have built voice applications for a lot of clients. Some of them are Berlitz, AARP, the Motley Fool, the current governor of Virginia, and we have multiple clients in our multiple enterprises in our pipeline as well. In July 2017, we launched our Voice First Portal product, which comprises of different number of wizards which are designed for specific industry vertical and a business use case. These wizards allow companies to deploy voice applications in under 5 minutes, and they can be live on Alexa, Google, and Cortana in under a week. So here is a partial list of the wizards that we built. Your customers can get information about your company through the RSS and Facebook wizards, and they could ask about your product or your company or some of the issues that they're having through the frequently asked questions wizard. For example, what is this? Why is there an orange light blinking on my router? Or if you're an executive, you could, if you're an executive, you could ask about, how your how the sales or key performance indicators are doing within your company. And now Brielle will demo the script.
All right, so this is the latest post from Cornell University on Facebook, and this is what it sounds like through Alexa. Alexa, what's the latest news from Cornell University?
Here's the latest news from Cornell University. Students work in the collaborative lab of Kim Phi Mok, Assistant Professor of Physics, and Jia Shan, Professor of Applied and Engineering Physics. Their research is exploring new physical phenomena in atomically thin materials. More?
Text it.
Sent you a text. Anything else?
Can I download the Android app?
Sent you a link. Click on it to download the app. Anything else?
Is there any upcoming events?
Here are our upcoming events. On Friday, March 30th, 2018 at 12 p.m., Dragon Day 2018 is taking place at Cornell University. More?
Stop. All right.
Okay, bye.
And this is what it looks like as you're building the Alexa skill. So we'll just go through that super quick. You just
I move where I can.
okay.
Questions?
How's it going? When you guys build Facebook Alexa skills, do you advise your clients in any capacity about the type of content they're sharing? Just because I feel like a lot of content is very highly visual, and that's kind of where things are going these days.
Absolutely. Yeah. So one of the things we provide you with when you connect your Facebook page to Alexa is a set of guidelines that we've developed. So, for example, like if Alexa comes to a hashtag, she'll say hashtag, and it's not the greatest thing to listen to. So, we've developed a list of rules and guidelines that you can follow if you've decided to connect your Facebook page.
There's the application recognizes foreign voice because in our hospital we established a dictation system for medical record. However, half of the physician are foreign born, so it creates a lot of headache because the computer is used to Anglo-Saxon voice. Even African American, they could not recognize the African American voice. I'm just telling you the truth.
So have you had issues with recognition of accents?
So the one thing with the voice devices is the little known feature is that you can voice train them. So it understands your accent, it understands the cues in your voice. So it gets used to you. So the more you speak to it, the better it understands you. So that is a known issue, but I think as you speak more to your device, it can answer you better.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people trying to solve that problem. I recently read something about a new app that they've developed where Alexa will say things to you like, she'll say, how would you ask for your favorite musician's top song? And then you say that in your own dialect, and then she just adds that to her knowledge database of how different people ask for things.
If there are more questions, we can ask them after. That was great, right? Anybody, who has Alexa here? Clap.
Yeah.
Did you hear any creepy laughter that was reported? No? All right. Next up, we have Sam Brownell with CUCollaborate.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and listening to me today. This is actually my first. This is my first DCTECH meetup. So, thank you for welcoming me. I'm the founder of CUCollaborate, and we work with credit unions, which are nonprofit cooperative financial institutions. And our new product, Join CU, makes it easier to find, join, and borrow from credit unions. As I'm sure none of you guys are surprised to hear, many people search for products online, including financial products. And the only problem is that When you do that and you're looking for financial products, you're not finding the best financial products because credit unions offer the best rates, better than any online lender who uses sophisticated credit modeling or underwriting or machine learning or anything like that, because they have a built-in competitive advantage, which is that they don't pay taxes. They are non-for-profit, and they're not trying to make money off of you. So if you go to, basically if you go to any auto dealership and you're trying to get a auto loan from them and you press your dealer and ask for the best possible rate repeatedly, they're going to end up giving you a loan from a credit union because they know what credit unions you can get a loan from just by going into the dealership. But when you go online, most websites where you go and try and find a financial product are not pre-qualifying you from a credit union field of membership eligibility validation standpoint, which is a bunch of technical sort of industry gibberish for saying whether or not you can use any and all credit unions. So when you go out there and you're using LendingTree, NerdWallet, Bankrate, you're not going to find the best rates because they don't support credit unions. And it's funny, they even admit it themselves. So here's an interview with the CEO from LendingTree in which he acknowledged that they can't support credit unions because they don't solve to figure out if you can use credit unions. They're just trying to get you to their site, sell your information to another financial institution as efficiently as possible. And what we're doing is we've built a technology that pre-qualifies people from a field of membership eligibility standpoint. And doing this will help consumers save a ton of money and help credit unions grow. And so what we have done is also do it in a way that we're using data inputs that consumers would expect to enter in applying for a financial product. This implementation, I will tell you, will probably seem underwhelming to you. Anyone who's looking for a financial product wants to find the best rate. We have not gotten to that point. Honestly, the rate piece is the easiest piece. We solved the harder problem first, which is figuring out what credit unions can join. But based off of putting something in like your home address, and that actually is my literal home address, which I probably shouldn't have used, or this is my former employer, but if you put in anything, we're pulling in auto-completing from Google Places API. We have a database of every employer in the country, and we're checking that to see if the employer is what's called a SEG, which basically means that through your employer, you're eligible to join the credit union, or there's a lot of additional metadata in the background that we're validating. But basically, off of your home address and who you work for, we can validate if you can join 85% of credit unions. And right now, I can just tell you what credit unions you can join, and by May 11th, I should be able to tell you the best rate you can qualify for. And that's pretty much it. Since I can't tell you the best rate you can qualify for, I can tell you the best credit card that you can get from a cash rewards perspective, and anyone in this room can get it. It's from Alliant Credit Union. You get 3% cash back for 6 months and 2.5% cash back for effort going forward, which is better than any bank's credit card. So, thank you.
Thank you. Do credit card, do they have to actually join, or do you just know about everyone that's out there?
You're saying for us to support a credit union,
Yes.
do they need to be a client of us? No, we can't. We know every credit union's field of membership rules, and so we can validate against all of them. We are, the way we're approaching the market, we're trying to sign up credit unions first, because to an audience of consumers, this is the most appealing thing, but to a credit union, they lose 90% of online applications for their products on the step where a consumer determines eligibility. And we can eliminate that in their workflow. So if someone goes and is trying to apply for a checking account or auto loan or a credit card at their site, we can also greatly improve that online application process too, which is lower. We don't have anyone on our team when, if anyone wants to lend expertise to us, who's an expert on like B2C digital marketing, which is the name of the game when approaching consumers this way. So we're focused first on B2B and targeting credit unions, but we can support all credit unions right now. We can determine any credit union.
Hi. So I just had a question about just in general, the profit model for this. So you said the credit unions join, so how does it generate revenue? Do people have to pay to join?
Sure, okay, so we would, we're signing up credit unions first to be a front end for their, what's called account opening or loan origination system. So their new consumer, their consumer application process. And then we're also, credit unions get a lot of applicants who are ineligible to join their credit union, and also who they generally like to lend, they're risk averse, and they target A paper, people with much better credit scores, but some credit unions don't. So we're also referring either ineligible traffic or denials between credit unions, and then we take half of the referral fee between credit unions, and then the third way is B2C, but we're starting with a sort of SaaS model and getting subscription plus splitting the referrals between credit unions, and then building into a direct-to-consumer model as well. All right, thank you guys very much.
Okay. Next up, we have Wonktonk.
This is Wonktonk. It's an aspiring global people's think tank. So the problem is how to use crowd intelligence to address public problems. Our world faces an array of pressing and complex problems: climate change, technological disruption, violent conflict, and crime. In order to generate workable solutions, we need to crowdsource diverse perspectives. Now, there exists crowd intelligence platforms for other domains, including Wikipedia and Quora for general knowledge. However, there are no crowd intelligence platforms for public policy. So, Wonktonk is a platform for collaborative public and foreign policy development. It's aimed at wonks, professional analysts, students, or informed citizens interested in public policy, economics, international relations and development, as well as science and technology. Wonktonk's key feature is a powerful but simple format based on critical thinking. Identify a problem, propose a solution, identify a problem in the solution. This process will yield thought-out and thought-provoking solutions. The value is bringing in new and diverse voices into policy development, producing more innovative and tailored solutions. The value for wonks is being able to build professional reputations by demonstrating their analytic and persuasive abilities. The value to Wonktonk is incorporating sponsored problems and proposals, as well as advertising targeted at governments, NGOs, industry, and wonks themselves. This is Wonktonk, and here's a problem posed by Kristen, a graduate student at Johns Hopkins SAIS. She raises the problem, how can the dire economic problems of South Sudan's cattle raising sector be best addressed? She lays out the problem context, including how climate change and civil strife resulting in declining herd numbers and thus income for the herders. She offers a proposal to implement a cattle banking system where interest is paid in additional cattle as opposed to cash. Now here's the critical aspect of the Wonktonk format, the ability to pose problems with a solution. And here, Christopher poses the problem, how can you protect a cattle bank in a conflict zone? He also offers a proposal to enhance security at the banks and to use a military barrier instead of barbed wire to prevent cattle rustling. So, to sum up, think of Wonktonk as a social media platform that assembles in a logical way the underutilized intellect and experiences of a large, diverse set of people to solve some of the toughest problems we face. Thank you.
Hey, so I think this is a really cool idea, especially you described it as going to a Quora for policy. You mentioned that part of your business model was doing these sponsored challenges. What kind of marketing are you doing to make sure that the sponsored challenges are getting, assuming people are paying you to put those challenges on there? Because I know with a lot of Quora, the same problem there is the supply and demand. You have to have more people who are providing answers and more people who are kind of on the website before people will be willing to sponsor. So do you have anything specific you do for sponsored challenges versus the regular ones?
So we actually haven't gotten to that point yet, but I will say that I will describe the distinction between Wonktonk and Quora. I think there's a semantic difference between problems and questions, and this is public policy focused, but also we have sort of this recursive structure where you can dig deeper into finding workable solutions as opposed to one answer in that sort of closed loop.
Hi.
Hi.
So you've certainly chosen an admirable pursuit here. I think as we've seen, policy and politics can really be rife with conflict and disagreement and everything like that. What's the vision for making sure that the conversation stays civil and productive?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're requiring people to log in and true name via social provider, so we hope that will cut down on maybe the flaming and the trolling. But the nature of the format encourages productive problem solving. So you would have to pose a problem in like a way that could actually be solved as opposed to just making trouble.
Hi. So kind of along the lines of the sponsor challenges, who owns the content that is generated on the platform? So if a company wanted to pay to pose a problem or something like that, and a solution comes from that, is there a potential for a conflict of who owns that idea?
Yeah. So right now, we haven't implemented a way to do the sponsored problems or proposals, but we could implement sort of an Ethereum payment system. I was talking to you earlier about, but Elm actually has a library that could wrap some of that functionality.
Next up, we have Conserve with us.
Hi, everyone. Great. So we're Conserve. We get along great as co-founders. All right, great. We're Conserve with us, and specifically I'm Ian Reinhardt, and this is Dylan Lewis. Dylan's like a really talented full-stack developer. I do everything else. We've spent our careers at the intersection of tech and the environment. I'm going to give you like 90 seconds on vision and framing, and then Dylan's going to spend the majority of the time going through demo. So people spend more time in front of a screen each day than they do each week in nature, and this trend isn't going to change in front of a screen right now. Meanwhile, natural spaces are disappearing. We lose land equal to the size of Washington, D.C. about every 11 days. Now, the good news is that over 75% of Americans still feel that nature is important for their physical health and emotional outlook. So what does this tell us? It's people care, but we need to meet them where they are. And for us, this means building digital tools to help rekindle people's connection with the physical world. Conserve with Us is a technology platform that empowers communities to protect the land, water, and wildlife they love. This could be the farm you pass on the way to work, or that forest behind your home, or that summer camp you went as a kid. You can think of us as an online matchmaking service for land and the people who want to protect it. So we've just launched the first version of our platform. We work closely with a number of environmental nonprofits, and I'm going to turn it over to Dylan to demo for you. Oh, and tell you about our tech stack.
Yeah, sure. So, because this is a tech meetup, just quickly what we're using here, we have a Ruby on Rails API on Heroku using a Postgres database, and our API is super simple, straightforward. We use it right now. We're hoping that our clients and our partners might be able to use it down the line. And on the front end, we use a React single-page app, and we use a bunch of AWS services to kind of get around some of the thorny issues with using single-page apps today. And then, you want to drive. Yeah.
Great, so let's do a demo.
Does this work?
Is it working now? Cool. Awesome. So we have, as Ian said, we have our first projects live. Right here we have a sample of a project that would be out just outside of Denver, Colorado at Rocky Mountain National Park. Our nonprofit partners can upload really engaging photos of the land that they want to protect. The most important information goes in this kind of floating card that follows you down the page. And this can be anything from how much money they're trying to raise to whether there will be public access on this land. And then as you're scrolling down, you can see there's benefits that our nonprofit partners tag with each of these properties. So in the future, we envision adding a map where you as an individual, you can find land by your interest or your geography, and these benefits are going to be at the core of those algorithms. And then one of our big features is allowing our nonprofit partners to create their community, to give their community partners a presence within our platform. So if you have a community partner like the Girl Scouts who want to set a sub-goal to make some of these big projects feel a little bit more attainable, you can do that here. They can add a testimonial about why they want to help protect this land with you. And then also we have a matching grant here. In our example, Washington Post is being very, very generous.
Thanks, guys.
So, in this case, you really clearly see if there's a matching grant, how much you're giving, and what your total impact is going to be. And, Ian's going to make a contribution here. We're working with Stripe, so all the payments are super secure and easy to use and integrate with our clients. You can even add a testimonial as to why you're giving to this project. And then, all right, awesome. And like I said, so we're making, you get a nice little animation when you successfully contribute, and then your contribution appears on our top contributors board. So that's the demo. What we'd love for you guys to do is, like I said, we have 9 projects up on our platform right now. So if you guys can go to conservewith.us and check those out, see if there's any projects that resonate with you. And then we're also looking to get introduced to grant makers, foundations, corporations who are interested in collaborating on conservation priorities. We really want to amplify and kind of champion the work that they're already doing. The last thing I'll say very quickly is Ian and I are in the Halcyon Incubator here in Washington, D.C. It's over in Georgetown for social entrepreneurs, and their applications for the next cohort close next week. So if you have an idea, please consider applying. Thank you. Is
just so I understand, is this, and I'm not sure if I'm capturing this right, so this is like giving donations like crowdfunding?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that
So
sort of the model?
version 1 is crowdfunding for, and specifically for when a piece of land is at risk. So if the money's not raised, it'll be lost to development or another buyer. And so this is to allow a nonprofit to purchase it and conserve the land in perpetuity.
So this is completely random. My mother happens to work on a land conservation thing, and one of the big things that they go around doing, and I don't know if this is something you guys have already worked on, but is trying to convince essentially old, very wealthy people to donate land.
Yeah.
Is this something you guys this is already on your radar? Sorry.
No, I mean, would love to talk more about that. I mean, we're trying to broaden the tent and get younger people to engaged in this. The donor base is primarily older and whiter, and we want like to make this diverse and show the benefits to like most everybody in this room and millions more Americans.
Wow, he demoed and then snuck in 2 questions.
Do you, on the site, do you have any tools set up in order to maybe not push different topics and crowdfunding topics that you want, but ones which kind of filter out what maybe the crowd wants? So I imagine that the amount of money, like you obviously it's a crowdfunding, so you don't get to decide what takes off, but I imagine that a beloved summer camp, which doesn't really need $2 million, could maybe make $2 million, whereas like theirs needs $2 million. Are there any tools on the site to sort of, maybe not prioritize, but just kind of spread where the contributions come from?
Yeah, great question.
Yeah, so I'll say 2 things. I mean, we definitely envision, especially the corporate partnership model, where corporations have certain priorities, but maybe not specific pieces of land in mind, that we can spread that out to the places where it is needed most urgently. And then also down the line, we really see an opportunity to kind of change the model a little bit, where say you really care about hiking trails, and someone else really cares about protecting watersheds or brew sheds, which is where watersheds around breweries, and we can triangulate all of those interests and find a piece of land that meets everyone's needs there, and kind of push everyone's money towards the same thing, so everyone's needs are met. So yeah, we see that down the line.
Yeah, that's the vision one day. It's like when they're not just sourcing projects, but people are coming and they're bringing them as well.
Okay, last but not least, welcome the Smithsonian.
My name is Diane Zorich. I'm Director of the Digitization Program Office at the Smithsonian, and I'm here with my colleague Joe Conrad, who is with our 3D program team. And we'd like to talk to you tonight about our 3D digitization efforts. But before I do that, I really have to give you a little bit of background about the Smithsonian. Most people think we're one institution, but we're actually 19 museums, 9 research centers, and a zoo. We also have research interests in 100 countries around the world. And we have collections. We have lots of collections. We have 155 million objects and specimens, of which less than 1% are on display at any one period of time. And that's just because we don't have the physical space to exhibit anymore. But this is where the online world comes to our rescue, right? And it does and it doesn't. It presents us with some real challenges. The first one is that to 3D digitize is a very expensive, time-consuming, and laborious process. And to do so at this kind of scale is really tough. So what we're trying to do is develop automated pipelines for 3D digitization, from the capture and processing through the storage and the delivery. And we would like to be able to eventually do that so that we could capture hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of objects in our collection in 3D models of some sort. So what I'm going to talk about today, though, or what my colleague is going to talk about today, is one aspect of our automation pipeline, and that is the 3D viewer we'd like to develop. We currently have a viewer, but we're trying to develop a new one. Our current one's a little bit older. So I'll turn it over to my colleague Joe, who will demonstrate the current viewer and ask you some favors.
All right, so usually when we create a 3D model, we'll make a nice little 3D visualization, like you see here, of the interior and the exterior of the Apollo 11 command module, known as the Columbia. And this has a lot of the elements that we want to bring into our 3D viewer. So right now, the viewer is going inside the command module, looking around the inside, and this is an experience that you can't get when you're at the museum itself. Can't get inside, we don't want that. And then another thing that we like too, another experience is you can only get on the web. You can cut a cross-section through the actual command module to see on the inside. So we wanted to build a 3D viewer. How do we decide to build that 3D viewer? Do we go to a place like Sketchfab or Thingiverse and just use a off-the-shelf solution? Or do we want to build our own viewer? So what we ended up doing was building our own viewer with our software partner, Autodesk. And I have a demo viewer I'll bring up now. Yes. So this is a 3D model of the cosmic Buddha, which currently resides over at the Fear and Sackler Gallery, totally on view for you there. And the cool thing about this model is, in real life, it's like very, very intricately carved. So our 3D viewer, we wanted to make it so it would work for both historical objects and natural history objects as well. And we built in several tools that allow us to do that make this very useful for all of our audiences. So for scientists, researchers, educators, and the public. So one of my favorite tools is we can use our ambient occlusion map, and we can actually make this so you can actually see the highly carved detail way more clearly. So I'm gonna turn off the photo texture. And this is something that you can't see when you're inside the gallery. We can actually modify the lighting as well. So you can drag the light around, and you can see details that you would not be able to see under normal static light when you're at the museum. We also worked with our educators and our curators to create guided tours. So each one of these colors here on the model represents a different story that's portrayed on the cosmic Buddha. And we also have 3D guided tours as well that our curators have written for us. So we have all the text over here, and you can actually go through step by step and look. So right now we're creating our next generation viewer. So I have a QR tag here. So if anyone wants to go ahead and take our survey, and you guys can inform the next generation of the 3D viewer, tell us what you want in your viewer, and we can see if we can make it happen. Thank you.
Wow. So I feel like this might be an obvious question, but is there a vision for virtual reality environments or augmented reality implementations of your technology?
We do have VR environments, so we've scanned a few objects, but we do have a VR experience for the command module. It's not available on the web yet, but you can actually go ahead and see, you can do the interior just on your screen, just kind of doing that.
Our long-term vision in building this automated pipeline is that you could download the models and use them through an API in any platform you wish, as long as it's not commercial use.
Hello. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos before coming here, your YouTube videos, and I'm super excited. So two-part question real quick. For general scanning, not just 3D, legitimately, do you think you'll ever finish all the entire collection? And the second part is, if you did, if this is like the DVD version, would you do this again in like 20 or 30 years as an institution?
Yeah, one of the myths is that we have to do it all, but our curators tell us we don't have to do it all, that they don't necessarily need it all this way. So they're the ones who drive what we do, but it's certainly a large portion they want done, millions and millions. Will we have to do it in 25 years? I don't have an answer to that question.
Yes.
certainly we are expected to do it at a higher quality than you could do it from your iPhone app. People, researchers really want high quality. So like you saw with the Cosmic Buddha there, that's a very high quality scan, as is the Space Shuttle of Columbia, sorry, not the Space Shuttle, the Command Module, we just did the Space Shuttle too. The Command Module of Columbia, which was done with multiple capture techniques that were then composited. And it's probably the largest data set we have to date.
And there's a great YouTube video of that too.
Yeah.
My colleague was joking with me the other day. He's like, "Oh yeah, Joe, this file size, it's like really small. It's only 84 gigabytes." Imagine those challenges.
We actually downscale it on the web because otherwise it would burn a hole in your computer. Hi, this thing's really fascinating. My question is the ask to give you a feedback and ideas, or is there also a pathway to maybe contribute to your efforts?
What we're asking right now is if you can look at our survey and tell us what you think would be great. I guess the question would be, if you wanted to use our 3D models, how would you want to use them? And then let us know, because we would like to design a viewer that way so you can use them that way. Your larger question, I think, is how you can contribute to our efforts. Is that it? Yeah. We could talk afterwards if you want. But we partner. We have a very small budget. We are a federal institution. And everything we do is partnerships. So for example, the command module that I just showed you was a huge partnership with Autodesk. So we partner with major technology companies to do a lot of the things we do.
Hello. What's everyone? This is amazing. I was wondering how long it took you guys. You said you just scanned a space shuttle. About how long did that take you guys to scan such a large object?
So that was done in, I believe, 5 one-week chunks. So obviously we didn't want to take the Smithsonian exhibit take the space shuttle off exhibit for 5 straight weeks. So a week at a time, we would block off the area around the space shuttle, and we would
how many hours do you think?
So it's 5 of us. So 5, probably about 50-hour weeks each of us times 5 weeks. So good amount of hours.
But I do want to clarify that the rule of thumb is for every minute of capture, there's 10 minutes of post-processing time, right? So that was just the capture. The post-processing is still underway.
All right, sorry, we're at time for questions. You can ask about them. So this is the open mic portion of our program. Everybody has 20 seconds to say whether you're promoting an event, looking to hire someone, or looking to be hired, or whatever else you want to announce in those 20 seconds. Line up over here by Shayna.
All right, we'll probably take the first 20 people, so Sanya, if you could maybe put mark after 20 people. We don't want everybody here all night, so get those track shoes on, run over here. All right, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Ahmed Bouzid. I am the CEO of a company called Witlingo. We saw today they presented we are looking for, very simple, we're looking for salespeople and people in marketing to hire. So one of those, and you can sell into SaaS enterprise. We'd love to hear from you.
Great.
Hi, my name is Dave McCarthy. I work at the George Washington University I-Corps program. We make grants and do training for startups doing really cool technology things. So if you're in the market for $25,000 of grant money and customer discovery training, please stop by. Thank you.
And I should mention, if anybody does an open mic tonight, if you could hang out a little bit right past these glass doors on the other side if you want to meet folks, that will be helpful. We are going to get out of here probably about 20 minutes after the event ends, but if you can hang out on that side of the glass, that would be great.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Blake Band. I'm the founder of I Give Cool Gifts, igivecoolgifts.com. If you'd like to reach me, you can reach me at igivecoolgifts.com@gmail. And we create gift lists for anything and everything that you might be thinking of. We also do gift consultancy, so look forward to chatting with everyone out there. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. My name is James Beckham. I'm a founder of the company Payback Fans, PBF LLC. It is an all-sport company designed to give something back to the fans. I am at the very beginning stages among rewards, gifts, and opportunities for fans to meet their favorite athlete, sports person per se. But I'm at the very beginning and seeking for help starting up our website. Thank you.
All right, and our last gentleman here is going to be in the blue zip-up. That's going to be our last presenter for tonight.
Hey guys, my name is Josh. I am CEO and founder of Crypto Group. We don't have a lot of time here, so we're looking to network, tell you a little bit about blockchain, and we're also looking for developers, so hopefully there are some developers here. We'll be hanging out after, so thank you.
Hi, my name is Gotham. I run the product Commit League Apps. We're a SaaS platform for local and community-based sports organizations. We're looking for front-end developers, so if you love sports and technology, I'll be over there and at the bar.
Hi, my name is Tawana. I'm a CPA, and I own a company called Amalia Financial, which is AMALIE Financial, and that's our website too, amaliafinancial.com. So if you're a new business and you're confused about legal stuff and you need registration help, or if you just don't want to use TurboTax this year, come find me or check out my website. Thanks.
Hey guys, I'm Anthony. My email is anthony@startupcannon.com. I'm from a company called Startup Cannon. We handle all kinds of financial, accounting, and operational tasks for companies, whether or not you're setting up a company for the first time, need to go through funding, or think through a lot of strategic things that companies go through. Happy to talk to anybody. And also, I'm happy to make any introductions, even if I can't help you. So.
Great. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm John. I'm the Meetup organizer for the Swift Developers Saving the World. We're a Meetup group in Northern Virginia. We're going to meet this upcoming week to talk about some AR for Kids stuff, and we're hoping to get more members. Seems like this is a smart group, so.
Fooled you.
Hi, I'm Sonia. I work at Live Safe Mobile. We are a safety prevention platform. We basically enable see something, say something, and we are hiring for back-end developers. If you know anyone who loves Scala, please come see me. Also, platform support engineer and testing automation engineers.
Awesome, thank you.
Hi, my name's Amir Flippin, and I'm not hiring right now, but I'm sponsoring actually a referendum and an initiative related to the Jobs Act. You can check it out at moneysupplyusa.com. But the basic concept is that we'd like for everyone to be able to participate in the crowdfunding platforms. And so even if someone's on social services, we'd like to try and get something on the ballot so that everyone can buy shares in startup companies and you have more liquidity in your company. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jordan. I am hiring. I work with Transit Screen and we're looking for people in most departments, but I really want to talk to you if you are in sales, customer success, or marketing. So come find us over there.
She's got the t-shirt on too, so you can easily locate her.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Srini. I'm a founder at Ahoy Carpool. So we have built this platform for the on-the-go carpooling. So any time of the day, you're not stuck with one particular colleague of yours to carpool. So you can ride your share, ride or drive, whatever you want to do. It has both the modes. So download the app. App is live on Android and App Store. Thank you, everyone.
Good evening. My name is Jomi Mathapara. I'm a business lawyer here at Dickinson Wright, which is a couple blocks down. I handle contract disputes, mergers, acquisitions, IP issues. Patents, trademarks, copyright, trade secrets. If you have any legal questions, I can try to answer them, or I can find the right person to help you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm a developer at HomeSnap. We recently closed our Series B funding, so we are hiring a lot. So we're looking for C# developers, JavaScript developers, and UI designers. So come speak to me if you guys are looking for a job.
Congrats.
Good evening, my name is Brian, and this is my 4th day in the launch of my new app. MyCurePal.com, and every day we provide 4 short stories on contributions that people have done. Women, men, people of color, a lot of cool stuff. MyCurePal.com. Check it out.
All right, sweet, nice work.
Good evening. My name is Samuel Say. I'm a representative co-founder also from Squeaky App. We have a new app where we bring service providers who are auto detailers right now. That's the first service we're providing to consumers like yourself, kind of like Uber. It comes directly to your home. We're looking for we're looking for beta testers right now. So if you're looking and you're interested and you'd like to get your car cleaned, springs come in with a lot of pollen, give me a shout. My partner Joseph is right over there. He'll have a paper in his hand and we'll take your name.
Hi, my name is Piyush G. I'm with Simpalm. We are a software development company here based in Bethesda, and currently I'm looking for a project manager. I'm not looking for experience, just aptitude. So if you're a fresh college graduate, you can probably get a job. So I'm probably going to make a tweet on the group, so you have my contact information, and you guys can reach me.
Perfect, thank you.
Good evening, my name is Tyler Gates. I own a company called Brightline Interactive in Old Town, Alexandria. We are an interactive technology company. We make AR, VR technology. We're also we're chartering the Global Association for AR, VR, the DC chapter here in DC. We're doing a launch party on April 30th at Pearl Street Warehouse down at District Wharf. If you have any questions, please come find me, or my colleague Sophia can't miss her. She's got it right there.
All right.
She did that just for tonight, just so you guys can find her. So I hope you really appreciate this.
Everyone, John Stauffer with ADP. That's ADP, not ADT, so payroll and HR, not home security. A lot of people don't know, but ADP released more than 30 APIs 2 years ago for our SaaS marketplace. And they're always accepting applications for new partners on the marketplace. We have over 200 right now and continuing to grow. Find me if you want some more information.
He is the last one between you and a drink across the street. All right, live up to the challenge.
I'll try. Hi everyone, my name is Derek Simon. I'm founder of the startup I have a startup. The name is called D3Cast. It's an entertainment platform that's geared towards rideshare and also taxis. Again, we're still in the development stage. I hope that by next meeting, we are able to make a presentation. You can reach me at Derek Simon at yahoo.com.
Okay, how do you spell that last name?
S-E-M-A. Okay, D-E-R-I-C-K-S-E-M.
There you go. All right, nice job, everybody. Very good for the
And now we're going to head over across the park. As you can see on this simple map, if you get lost, it's not our fault. Toro, and we'll see you there.